Hey guys, this is Bruno and Faye. Welcome to our new video. Today we're going to talk about testing. We just did our first test, our pre-preliminary moves in the field, and we're going to share the whole experience with you.
We don't know the results yet. We're going to tell you why in a minute. But we wanted to talk about the test itself first. So the one we did was the pre-preliminary moves in the field, like you said, which is the first test you would do in figure skating that checks your basic skating skills. Basically, in this test, you need to show that you're able to skate straight forward without falling over, that you know where your inside and outside edges are going forward and back, that you can lift your foot higher than your head when you're skating forward, and do some basic 3 turns and edge changes on the waltz 8.
I was kind of like smiling because I'm like higher than your head. Like, good luck. The reason why we don't have the results yet is because we chose to do the virtual version of the test.
So we'll know in about a week.
So in this video, we're going to pretty much talk about how the virtual version works and the biggest differences between the normal test and the virtual test. Obviously, the virtual test only has half of the exercises. No, I'm just kidding. The tests are exactly the same. If you're here to see how the test looks, we're gonna put the timestamps down in the description, so make sure you click it to skip the whole talking part and go straight to the test.
The way virtual testing works is pretty much the same as your normal in-person test. The main difference is you don't go to any other rink or see any judges in person. You record the whole test at your own rink or at any rink of your choice. You follow certain rules for recording and then submit the video on the website, and it gets judged remotely. The rules are all the same, but there are a few things to consider. First of all, it comes with a ton of paperwork. There is literally a whole forest that has been eliminated for us to submit this test.
3 hours of paperwork.
You're gonna make sure that you sign your release forms, your coach signs the forms confirming that it's you testing and it has been done according to the rules. And there needs to be an official proctor who's gonna be there to watch your test and confirm that everything has been done according to the rules.
That you didn't cheat.
No funky business. All of them have to sign your papers when you submit. Now, one way of testing is not necessarily better or worse than the other. There are pros and cons to either. So I feel like in the end, it's a matter of personal preference.
The obvious pros are that you're skating at your own rink. Yeah, so you feel more at home.
Less pressure.
It's less pressure. The other thing is that you don't have an audience, which we actually had an audience, but you don't have judges watching you and putting pressure on you if you mess up the moves. Yeah, so you're more relaxed. The other one being that theoretically you could record more than once, until you feel like it's good. Unless you have our coach, they're like super strict and wanted us to do it the first try, so we had to still get the pressure.
We only had one attempt.
One other thing that we think it's a big pro is that you're not restricted to a short warm-up. Yeah, so you can take like 2 hours to warm up if you need. You can do the test as many times as you need before you feel like you're ready to record. Lastly, the time is way more flexible. There's no set session that you need to be there at a certain time to the test. You can just coordinate with your coach if he's the one recording and just do the test whenever you want.
You basically have several weeks to decide when to film and submit your test. The cons are that you're most likely to test during a public session or a freestyle session, which means you're not gonna get the whole ice to yourself like you normally would in a test, and will have to dodge other skaters on your way through the test. It wasn't too big of a deal for us in pre-preliminary moves in the field because the test is pretty basic, but on higher level testing, I feel like that can become quite a bit of an issue. Another con is that you do not have opportunity in virtual testing to retest any elements. When you do it live, if one of the elements did not quite work out very well, a judge can give you the opportunity to redo just that one exercise. Unfortunately, with virtual testing, you have to record the whole thing from the very beginning to the very end. There are no cuts or edits allowed in the video, so if one element didn't work, that's it. The whole test didn't work. You don't get another chance. And the last obvious con that we found is that you do not get to find out right away whether you made it or not. You have to submit your video, submit your paperwork, and wait for up to a week to get the results back.
So now that you have the pros and cons, you can draw your own conclusions. That being said, we're gonna move on to the test
Itself.
We're gonna include both smile and face tests. We will edit it for the sake of this video so it doesn't take too long. But just so you guys know, we submitted the full video, full unedited video as stated by the rules. Before we move on to the test, guys, make sure you subscribe. It really helps us grow our channel, and so we can keep posting figure skating videos every week. So we just finished the tests. They went pretty smooth, I would say. We were a little nervous in the beginning.
My legs were shaking.
Yeah, like was shaking. But to be honest, we were more nervous for each other's tests than for our own tests. But I guess it's normal. So now we just have to submit the paperwork, send the video, and hope we pass the test. They're gonna come back to us, I think, within a week.
Hopefully. There's like a whole bunch. Look at this wall of paper. So many trees died.
So many people had to sign this.
To have us pass this test, sign with blood, submit everything. So let's see what happens. Hopefully we passed.